Hey, it's Jeremy from Rapido Trains again. You might remember me from various other Rapido videos, and you also might recognize me as the guitarist from A Perfect Circle. Anyway, you might recall one of my previous videos, which was about the N-scale Point St. Charles van we did with Prairie Shadows. Well, 24 hours after dropping that video, those things were sold out. Gone. Goodbye. Never to be seen again. So it got me thinking, what other N-scale products have we done that are still available that might have just sort of slipped away from the public consciousness? Well, I'm here to give you a little rundown on some of the N-scale stuff that is still available that you may or may not have forgotten about. So without any further delay, I present the ForgotteN. So first up, we've got FPA4s and FPB4s. Built in 1958 and 59 by Montreal Locomotive Works exclusively for Canadian National, these became one of the faces of passenger rail service in Canada for the next 30 years. Though they left mainline service in 1989, many continue on in service today on various short lines and tourist railroads across North America. These models were released in 2016 in conjunction with Prairie Shadows and have many of the fine details and features that you've come to expect from Rapido locomotives, such as separately applied wire grabs, detailed underbody, and bang-on accurate dimensions thanks to a 3D scan of CN 6765 at Expo Rail in Montreal. They also feature rich and authentic sounds captured from a real live FPA4 on the New York and Lake Erie Railroad in Gowanda, New York. They're available in 4 different paint schemes: Canadian National 1954 green and gold, CN stripes, Via Rail, and if you're feeling a bit hoity-toity, the Napa Valley Wine Train. Yes, the primary and secondary bouquets have essences of jasmine and honeysuckle respectively. However, the tertiary bouquet is taking an olfactory detour and is reminiscent of a pair of previously enjoyed athletic socks that have been wedged into a fossilized iguana pelvis and buried under a pile of burning tires. Yes. They also come in an undecorated version if you want to do one up in a livery we didn't do yet. Or maybe you can paint one up in your own freelance road, or as I like to call them, railroads of lies. Plenty of these still available on Prairie Shadow's website, so order yours today. And if you're doing any passenger rail modeling between the 50s and the 80s, you need these on your layout, as well as the upcoming FP9As. Get those too. They're awesome. Yo. Next up are a couple of freight cars also done for Prairie Shadows: the 52-foot 6-inch drop-end gondola and the Hawker Siddeley bulkhead flat car. Featuring fine detailing, heavy die-cast frames, metal wheel sets, and body-mounted micro-trains couplers, these will bring an authentic Canadian presence to your manifests. Plenty of these available too. Just look at this awesome consist. The noodleage is strong here. Now I'm showing a lot of CN stuff here because that's how I roll, but these cars are available in a number of different paint schemes, including a commemorative gondola honoring the late Mike McGrattan and his beloved Puttington Valley Railway. Mike was with Rapido from 2013 until his passing in 2016, and he was Rapido's N-scale ambassador. Although I was an outsider then, I saw how much of a class act he was in the way he dealt with customers on social media and on forums, not to mention his passion for the hobby. Public-facing figures in this industry can often take a lot of crap online, and Mike took it like a champ. 100% of the proceeds from the sales of these gondolas go directly into a college fund set up for his teenage son Sam. And lastly, let's go south of the border and talk about these, the Osgood Bradley coaches. Built in 1934 at Osgood Bradley's Massachusetts plant in Worcester.
Oh, for crying out loud. It's Worcester. W-O-O-S-T-A. Worcester.
What he said. Anyway, these lightweight passenger coaches could be seen plying the rails of the New Haven and beyond well into the 70s. We have a number of paint schemes to choose from, and they're all chock full of typical Rapido-esque passenger car details. Lots of these available, so stock up. We also still have a few GMD1 rebuilds and a very, very limited quantity of Dash 8s, like maybe 2. So there you go. Quick little roundup of some of the N-scale products that you may have forgotten about. And contrary to popular belief, Rapido does care about N-scale. And with more and more of us N-scalers infiltrating the ranks at Rapido, we're starting to sway the corporate host heads to produce more products in 1 to 1/60th scale. In fact, we got a bunch of cool stuff coming down the pipeline that I wish I could tell you about because I'm just so excited. But I signed a pretty ironclad non-disclosure agreement, and I was told in no uncertain terms that violating it would lead to consequences. Terrible, terrible consequences. Anyway, there's lots of good stuff coming, so watch those newsletters and watch these videos because it's about to get real. Remember, N-scalers, I got you. Yes. I am detecting notes of pencil shavings, wet dog, and embalming fluid. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Jeremy, are you wasting my wine?
No.